welcome back to another episode of The Mic. Today with us we have Ray Hopkins, who is an amazing writer, author, songwriter, and poetry writer. Lots and lots of talent.
General Good Egg.
Yes, definitely.
Excuse me, General Good Egg.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's a saying, Cedric. That's a saying we have.
Yeah.
Like a good egg is like a great person, interesting, creative person.
You might prefer to call me the man.
So I've got a lot to catch up then on those things, isn't it?
Yeah.
General Good Egg.
Yeah.
All right. That's Ray. Welcome, Ray.
Thanks, Cedric. Thank you very much. Great to be here. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ray on the house.
Hey.
Yes.
Me want my dad. Give me to my wee. Me want my dad. Give me to my wee. Me want my dad. Give me to my wee.
I'm not scared in the least.
You're not scared in the least. Amazing. Oh man, it's been good times though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, the first time I met Ray, what, do you remember?
I do. It was.
You good on telling these things, isn't it?
It was at a karaoke night.
Oh, okay.
In Ipswich.
Oh yes.
Yeah. When this man was performing a Bob Marley and the Wailers song. I'm not sure which one it was. I think it was One Love, something like that.
Okay.
And I congratulated him, and after him, it was my turn. And then I showed him how to sing.
Brilliant. I thought that might be the case.
You know what happened, Ray? What happened, Al? You know, he came in and he sang a beautiful song.
What was it?
Simply Red.
Oh, holding back the years.
Oh, holding back the years.
It's not by Simply Red, it's by Simply Grey.
He called himself. He went and say
the alternative version.
He went in and say, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Simply Grey, and I'm gonna perform this song for you. And I'm Simply Grey, connecting the dot, and then he goes in, holding back. I said, what? Simply Grey? And you simply singing is
do my best, enjoying it.
It's not an easy song to sing.
No, it isn't. No.
Oh,
I didn't know that I could sing it until about 3 weeks before that. That's the first time I'd ever sung it. So I always thought it was outside my range, but I managed to get it.
But big up to you, man.
You
know, big up to you. You deserve the flowers for that, man. When you sing that song, man. Beautiful. People were like...
I'll spare your audience today.
Wow.
Yeah, they're all far too young to appreciate Simply Grey.
To be fair, though, you'd be surprised because there's songs that young ones are singing now, and I'm thinking, how do you know that? But it's all these kind of short TikTok clips and things. All these old songs are coming back in, and they know so much more than we give them credit for.
That is true.
They really do, and they're starting to appreciate the older music again.
So they'll appreciate holding back the years. So long when somebody hears everything is wrong. That's enough, isn't it?
I like it. I keep holding on.
I keep holding on. I keep holding on.
I'll keep holding on.
Wow. See, that's a range, isn't it?
That's
that is a range.
like that.
I was avoiding that bit. I took a step back and
I can't.
Next time I'll warm up.
I'll need someone like really warm water and everything to warm it up and get that note in. But I can't do that now, man.
Never mind. Keep practicing. Keep taking the tablets.
And
the honey.
Oh, the honey, yeah.
Honey.
Just put the lemon in as well.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Carry on.
Yeah, a bit of eucalyptus, perhaps.
This guy, man.
Yeah.
Well, Ray, do you want to tell us a little bit about, because you're here to talk about your book a little bit. Did you want to tell us a little bit about, you talked about a man called Keith that was a real inspiration to you and part of the kind of how this came about.
Yeah. Because I wrote this story originally, Puddle Creatures, back in the 1990s when I used to work for, I used to be in the legal profession. And my mentor was a solicitor called Keith. And I first met Keith when I left school. I started work age 16 as an office junior, and then I stayed in the legal profession right the way through my whole career. And I met Keith, I was the office junior, as I say, and Keith was about 10 years older than me, and he was a trainee solicitor.
Right.
And we worked for the same firm back in Manchester for about 3 years, and then I left to progress my own career.
Yeah.
Keith became a solicitor and then became a partner in this firm.
Yeah.
And then after a while, as things happen, he fell out, it didn't progress, and he started up a company of his own. And then fast forward 10 years, our paths started to cross. Yeah. And I was working for an insurance company defending claims, and he was working as what you call a claimant.
Okay.
Pursuing them.
So
I was against him, but meeting up, and very friendly, and he offered me a job. Yeah. And again, cutting to the chase, I went to work for him, never looked back. He really, really looked after me incredibly. He treated me as an equal.
A great friend.
He did. He was a great friend, but also he was larger than life.
Yeah.
Full of joie de vivre.
Yeah.
Smoked and drank more than anybody.
Jesus Christ, man.
But an interesting guy.
Was a bit of a villain on the sly in the sense that he got banned from driving at least twice.
Wow.
I think at least twice.
This guy, he's on the legal side.
He is, yeah.
He knows the law.
Yeah.
And then he gets banned.
And again, cutting further to the chase, he was banned from driving.
Right.
Which benefited me because he had a Jaguar XJS, which he let me drive while he was banned.
Oh, nice.
There's always
5.3 litre car.
Nice.
You've got to take what you can get.
And then he used to, he eventually got his license back, but he didn't drive anymore because he just felt there was no point. If he'd go to prison if he got banned again.
So he'd rather have a drink.
This boy who I trained, this boy who I trained, he started being his chauffeur.
Really?
And
crazy.
One day before Christmas, I'd already moved down to East Anglia by then. They were still in Manchester. Yeah. And I asked him, how's Keith doing? And he said, oh, it's not so good, Ray. Why is that? He's not drinking his beer. And he wasn't. And it turned out he'd misdiagnosed himself as having a hiatus hernia. And in fact, he had cancer of the esophagus.
Oh, bless him.
And within 5 or 6 months, he passed away, aged about 47, 48.
So young as well, that's so young. Sad.
But because of that, I went into a depression after that.
Yeah.
For a couple of years, and that's when I started writing. And that's when I started writing Puddle Creatures. It was born around that time.
Jesus.
I also did
so that friendship meant a lot to you.
I also did a long poem to Keith, which my friend...
come on, man, you gotta read that.
Yeah, definitely.
You gotta read it. Big up to Keith, man.
Big up to Keith.
Yeah, big up to Keith.
My friend has it on his wall, has this poem on his wall framed.
Oh, man, Ray.
And basically, it's not too long, but it kind of tries to... hold a candle up to what this man was to me and many others that he looked after.
Yeah.
Without blowing his own trumpet in any way. He just got on with life, dealt with life, and then ultimately dealt with death on his own.
Oh, my
goodness.
Talked
about, you said to me he was quite an isolated guy.
He was
actually,
in the end.
He had a lot of impact on,
and
you and a lot of people.
He touched so many people's lives, and his funeral was at Stockport Cathedral.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though. You know, a lot of people will be doing a lot of things
in life that they're not appreciated for.
Yeah, and he helped represent so many people, and he did so many things kind of as on kind of a no-win, no-fee basis back in the day back then as a favour to people.
Jesus,
and that's how he was.
No win, no fee.
Anyway, it's a short poem to Keith.
Oh man.
Which I wrote after his death when I was really down in the dumps.
Yeah. You gotta read it. Ladies and gentlemen, please pay attention. This is for Keith.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's called, the poem is just called KMB because that was what he was known as. Those were his initials. Keith MacDonald Beardsell.
Yeah.
And it goes, we come and go alone. That's no pretense. Some of us rely, others independence. One or two attract by shouting loud and clear. You blew no trumpet, knowing they wouldn't hear. You moved ahead without a rebel's grudge, on and up alone without a helpful nudge. You tried to make life easy, tried to make it great. knowing all along the road was littered with mistakes. Cannot change your past, so deal with here and now. No use complaining, no one listens anyhow. In the end, you wondered, was it all worthwhile? Well, for we who understood, yes, we'll always see your smile and aren't ready for the new year dawning without you. We owed you so much, but couldn't help you through. And now, the wheel has turned full circle and you're gone. Close ones rallied, but still you were the solitary one. Reconciled to the loneliness with a not surprising grimace. And now for us, it's not just death, but life that's a lonely business. Still trying to make some sense of the puzzle left behind. Too much left unsaid. It keeps playing on my mind. Smarter guys than me could delve between Alpha and Omega and never understand you, Keith. Still, the great enigma. That's it.
Come on, man. This is beautiful,
and very emotional. And I feel,
Ray.
I feel there's a real like emotion still there. It's quite raw still.
I'll do a funnier one later.
All right,
You know,
to make up for that.
yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm sure.
Back in the room, everybody.
Yeah.
No, but this is so
Let's all
touching,
join
man.
hands and contact the
It's
living.
very touching. Very touching.
So touching, man. You know what? I'll give it a raw, a good
thank
raw,
you.
lion roar.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done, man. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Pick it up. Pick it up. Oh, this is beautiful, Ray.
Good, thank you.
I think we should close the show now.
There's too much to talk about.
That's the hors
Far
d'oeuvre.
too much
That's
to
the
talk
hors d'oeuvre.
about. Yeah.
Jesus, man. Ray just connected with us from in the hearts, isn't it?
Definitely.
Well,
So talking about Keith and you growing up in Manchester, then what was it like? What was it like growing up in Manchester? Manchester's a cool place.
Well, it is a cool-
some
it-
cool
it-
musicians.
well-
yeah, it's much cooler now than it was back
Yeah.
then. I think it's got a much better press. And in
Yeah,
fact,
yeah.
the reason I moved down to East Anglia was because I had 3 young boys.
Yeah.
And I wanted to move for their sake, to have a kind of quieter life away from...
I can't
city.
understand how they speak, man. They speak different, though.
Yeah. Well, you can hear it.
I can speak different.
Yours is not that broad now, though.
No, well, I've been down here 30 years, so, you know.
You've got a little bit of, what is it,
I mean,
Oasis.
I can talk like Oasis if I want, you know what I mean, our kid? If I want, you know, but...
I keep on asking, and when I met Ray, I keep on asking, what? What do you say?
Yeah.
What? I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, I'm a
It's
bloody
the dialect.
foreigner now.
Yeah. Takes a bit to get used
Well,
to.
we lived in a place in Manchester called Burnage, which is where Oasis are from.
Oh, cool.
They're about 300 yards down the road from me. Yeah. Noel Gallagher's about...
You mean the
Noel is
Oasis
about-
group?
Oasis, yeah,
Oasis,
the
the band, yeah.
The band?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool,
Noel is about 10 or 12 years younger than me.
Jesus Christ, Ray.
Yeah.
Because Manchester's got its areas, hasn't it? It was
Yeah.
known to be like quite rough in some areas,
Yes,
and then
yeah.
growing up it's quite difficult, I think, for the working class, like back in the day.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
But I think what kept Manchester really hip was and really up to date was the music and
Yeah.
also the football.
Well-
so are you a Man City or a Man United?
Manchester City.
Are you?
He's got-
As was my,
I could
as was
tell.
my father.
I could tell.
Could you?
Yeah. You know why?
Why?
He's got a blue shirt.
That I guess that.
And I also wear this Manchester emblem. And this is my father's medal.
Yeah.
He played for Manchester Boys when he was
Oh, did he
14.
really?
And it's
wow.
engraved with his name.
Right, okay.
E. Hopkinson from
And
1938.
you always keep that on, do you?
Yeah, I wear it,
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
That's very
And
cool.
my
My
dad
cousin announces the players onto the pitch at Man City.
At the Etihad, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah, right.
He's the announcer.
Well, when I go up there,
guys, you got a lot to talk about.
yeah,
Yeah.
when I go up there quite frequently, as she will confirm.
Yeah.
And I'm fortunate that a friend lends me his season ticket, and it's just behind where Pep Guardiola sits, so I have a good view as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay. So we're connected now.
So go back to your life living in Manchester, growing up in Manchester, and
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about that.
well, back then I was a typical working class boy, extremely devoted, totally interested in football above all else. I used to train twice a week and play for 2 teams on a Saturday and a Sunday. I was extremely fit and active. Consequently, I was also a great socialite, so I could eat and drink to my heart's content and run it off during the week. So I had a great time growing up and with a great interest in football. And though I said that I am a Manchester City fan, my eldest brother is United, and my dad. Back in the time when both City and United had great teams in the 1960s, my dad used to take us to see City one week and United the next.
Oh, really?
So
he gave you options.
I was very, very blessed.
Yeah, definitely.
And then I paid a massive penalty for about 30 years because City went absolutely down in the dumps and could barely win a game.
But you stuck with them.
Stuck with them and
look at them now.
I've reaped the benefit.
Exactly.
We won the lottery.
Yeah,
nice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The
Love
tables
it, Ray.
have turned, haven't they?
Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
But how was your childhood, though?
Really, just I had a great childhood. I came from quite a big family. There were 6 children.
6?
Yeah, I was the 5th youngest. My youngest sister is severely mentally handicapped. She's still with us. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was very close to her as a boy.
Okay.
A lot of the things in the book Puddle Creatures stem from I've taken it from my childhood, from my primary school.
Yeah.
Because
that must have been hard for parents having already had 5 children, then
well,
having this having your
indeed
sister.
It's hardness,
it's a lot
isn't
of
it?
work.
It's a lot of work.
And love, and she must have needed you all. They must have
the fortunate thing now is that the condition that my younger sister has is known now as PKU.
Okay.
And there's a test for it in pregnancy. So there's
it's very rare now.
In modern societies like ours, it's virtually unheard of. Back then, in the
I've
early
never
1960s,
heard of PKU.
It's a protein deficiency, and it stops the brain development in childhood or in the womb.
So how does that impact on her life?
On her life, well, I remember as a young boy, first of all, she was epileptic. She had regular epileptic fits.
Yeah.
She couldn't... I became aware of the fact that she was different when she didn't crawl until she was three years old or more. She didn't walk until she was maybe 4 to 5. And she can barely talk even now.
Yeah. And what was the age difference between the two? Because I'm thinking, obviously, growing up with...
There's just 2 years between me and her.
So that must, for your parents, having a 2-year-old, which they must have needed.
That must be a lot of
your
lot
brothers
of work,
and sisters.
Yeah.
Oh, right, man.
Anyway, but she's still with us, and
amazing.
She's being looked after. She lives in sheltered accommodation. She has 24/7 care.
Wow.
Which fortunately is provided by the council and by the NHS.
Brilliant.
So we're blessed. We're blessed for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Come on, man. They're doing some great work, isn't it?
Yeah.
Big up to them, man.
Yeah.
So my childhood was very centred around her at home because she was the centre of attention. But then outside of home, it was definitely football was the thing.
That's what kept you.
Football was the thing. Every night, virtually every day. And I was asthmatic as well.
Have you?
Yeah, but I'd never really let that stop me.
But
good for you though.
It's amazing the way they try to cope with everything, with the whole situation. It's unheard of.
Yeah.
Something
definitely.
like...
But it's these things, I think, it's these things in life that make you who you are, and they shape your creative, because that's how you kind of, you come up with these ideas that are so unique. Because to you, you've taken something that's been quite challenging in life and challenges, and you've thought, how can we overcome this with our imagination, with our creative?
Funnily enough, if we go fast forward to the next Puddle Creatures book, it will be centred more around my sister's circumstances than my own. This is centred more around my primary school experiences.
Right.
But the book itself is aimed at the child in you, not just for children, it's for the child in you. And I think it will touch anybody everybody, because we've all been through school.
I was wondering that.
Let me see that one, please.
I was wondering what the age range, but how would you?
Well,
if someone was reading it, how young would you say, and how
I've got a 7-year-old nephew who's reading it himself.
Yeah,
and he's enjoying
brilliant.
it. Yeah, he's enjoying it.
This when I went through the book, guys, I gotta tell you this. Please, please, please. I'm speaking to you. Support this book.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful book. It's beautiful. When I read it, Ray, I was gobsmacked. I was like, shh. Like, I knew you, but I didn't know that you can simply play with words.
Yeah.
The way you wrote this book.
Yeah.
Amazing, man.
Yeah.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. You have to have this book, please. Gotta see this book.
It isn't autobiographical, but it does have elements from my life and my family life.
I remember reading. You said you talked about ancestry and like DNA, and it's a little bit for everyone. And
okay, well, the thing is that a puddle creature is born with every child.
Yeah.
And the puddle creature contains the DNA of every ancestor that you ever had, well, especially if your mum and dad. Yeah. So it contains all the knowledge, all the fun, all the music, all the laughter that your ancestors, but particularly your mum and dad, ever had. So the puddle creature is born with every child and connects with every child from birth. But then, of course, most children get distracted as they grow. And they talk and they make noise and they fall over and they do other things and they meet other kids. And as they build their individual life, as they build their own life, they forget about the puddle creature. Yeah. And they let go and the puddle creature wanders off, but hangs around and always hopes that they'll make the connection again. Yeah.
You know what happened, Ray? El, when I read the book, I'm thinking the puddle creature. The way you came up with the word puddle creature, I couldn't, until I gave Elle, I said, Elle, I gave her a call. I said, can you explain this puddle creature, what it means? And she explained deeply. Yeah. But I want you to explain this.
Okay, well, the derivation of it came from a family holiday when I had 2 young boys, and we went on holiday to the Lake District, which is... notable for its lakes caused by rain, of course. It rains nearly every day. So you need to go with the right footwear, and they were out in their welly bobs and forever stamping and jumping in puddles. Yeah. And I called them one day, you 2 puddle creatures, just pack it in.
Yeah.
And they didn't, of course. They carried on, as kids do. Yeah. But puddle creatures stuck with me, and this is in the early 1990s. And then I took it a stage further when I became depressed and started writing poetry. And I started writing poetry from the point of view of a puddle creature. Yeah. Singing a song or trying to invite a child along on a journey. Yeah. And then I came upon the notion, what if the puddle creature wants to invite the child into a dream or connects with the child in a dream? And that's where the essence of the book really came.
It's quite
together.
Deep. And you think about inviting someone into your dream, which is like a really personal space, but is it because you see it as a safe space? Or?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, and in fact, there's a little extra twist that I could perhaps tell you about the book, which is I wrote the book 25 years ago, and then I revived it last year, and I self-published it in October, just in 2023.
That's the scary part.
Yeah.
Self-publishing.
Oh, yeah.
That's a scary part. Well, no one does that.
Well, it's a commitment in so many ways, not just from financial, but the fact is that when you put a book out, you are literally opening up your heart and your soul and everything for people to look at, for criticism or whatever it may be, criticism or praise. You don't know what you're going to get. No. Yeah. But when I originally put the book out, I sent it to several publishing houses and literary agents, and I got only one vaguely helpful reply. Vaguely. And I was so disillusioned that
Ray, is this the same as publishing, book publishing? Is this the same as kind of like record deals?
Yeah. I suppose it is, yeah.
They gatekeepers, don't people?
Yeah. Exactly,
Why a lot of people do things themselves now anyway, isn't it? Because it's, you know.
But the fact that you've made it through, it's just an amazing, because...
Well, I'm glad. I kind of reanalyzed the book after I put it out. Yeah. And I came to basically asked myself the question, what works best in the book? What's your favourite part in the book? And for me, my favourite part in the book was the dreams. the dream scenes in the book, of which there are many. And I thought, well, I spent 2 chapters getting to a dream.
Yeah.
I wrote a new first chapter. So the first chapter starts now in a dream.
Okay.
But the significance of it is
beautiful.
So that's how it's changed.
It's in a dream, but without a puddle creature.
Okay.
So when you're in a dream without a puddle creature, a lot of dreams start off nice and happy and great and lovely and full of song, whatever. But in the end, you don't know where it's going to end up.
Anything
And
can
that's
happen.
what happens.
Yeah.
That's what happens in the first chapter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the main character, who is Christy, he's having a lovely dream with his mate, and they're sailing on a chocolate river. What could go wrong?
Yeah.
Well, trust me, something does. But I won't. Spoiler alert. No, I won't tell you what happens because hopefully you'll pick up and follow it yourselves. But I wrote a new first chapter to try to hopefully entice people in a bit more than maybe the original chapter.
Okay.
So that original first chapter is now chapter 2.
Song.
Yeah, it's now chapter 2. So that's the way it is. So
You don't have to don't say everything.
no,
Yeah.
no.
No, don't give it all
This
away.
is why you have to get the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't spill everything in there.
And you
I
got-
took
You
time.
need to read it for yourself.
I took time to read it. I was ringing Elle. I said, Elle, I don't understand this word. What does it mean?
Well, you can either download the book from www.puddlecreatures.com or rather order it, or download it on Amazon,
Oh,
Okay,
beautiful.
Brilliant.
or hit me up on
beautiful.
Instagram, contact me
Yeah,
in
yeah.
some way,
Yeah,
or
definitely.
contact Cedric or Elle,
Yeah.
and you may even get one cheaper because
Yeah,
if you
man.
get it on the website, unfortunately, there's a mailing cost. But if I hand it to you, it will be signed.
Oh,
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Even better.
Okay.
Even better.
I want that one.
Okay, okay.
I really.
There's more than
And
one, Cedric. There's more than one.
I'll leave a signed one today.
Okay.
I'll leave a signed
okay.
one today for you to offer as a prize. in
Oh,
some
okay.
way.
That sounds like a great
Off-
idea.
Okay.
That's beautiful. You got a lot of things to think about, isn't it? He's a man with a brain.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've
Oh, Ray,
you've
I'm
definitely had a
so-
life.
To be here, man. I'm really happy to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah, me and the team and everybody else. And I hope this is, this is not the last time though.
No, I'd love to come back.
Yeah, come every
Hope
time, man.
I've not bored you.
Yeah.
Not at
No.
I just hope it's really successful. We really
Thank
do.
you.
We think it's worthy of it, without a doubt. And there are a lot of writers out there, a lot of authors that just get to where they are because of who they are
Or
and who they know.
Or
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or,
It's not always
unfortunately,
talent.
Unfortunately, I'm not a BBC celebrity chef.
No.
So
No.
So, but honestly,
But I
it's
think
well worth the read,
it's
and I think
well
children
worth it.
and adults alike will all love it.
It's
so,
well worth it.
it's for the child in you.
Yeah, definitely.
Look at that. Look at that. This guy
And so I was thinking about puddle
he's
creatures.
a charming guy.
What would Cedric's puddle creature be?
Well, I suppose it would depend. His puddle creature depends upon what his first word sound would have been.
Oh,
So if you think maybe of Deontay's,
Yeah.
what was the first kind of sounds that he made? In the Puddle Creatures book, I chose quite a random thing for the chief. The main character in the book is Christy.
Yeah.
It's named after my son Christopher.
Oh, Chris.
And one of the things that he used to, in fact, all the Puddle Creatures in there, he invented all the names as a baby because the first one he used to say something like Onke. So I called the Puddle Creature. His is called Onke.
Oh.
I
He
get what
used
you're
to
saying
call-
now. I get what you're saying.
And
Yeah.
he used to call one of his brothers Dudit, and that's another name of a puddle creature.
I
Yeah.
love that. That is
Yeah.
such a
Yeah.
good concept, isn't it?
No, the
Yeah.
So the
memory.
name your puddle creature will
Yeah.
be the first
first
word
word.
sound that that the
Oh.
child makes.
How many words do you remember when?
You
What,
didn't-
from my children
young
or from when
yeah.
I was young? Because nothing from when I was young, but
Yeah.
from my own children, I think it would be like.
Yeah, or maybe if you,
Ga, ga, ba,
Yeah, baba, baba,
mama.
or even what the
Got all
first
these
You
Come.
think?
yeah the first the word that they use for somebody else's name.
Yeah.
You know, when you're trying to get them to say a name and they can't say it.
But Ray-
Lele.
Yeah.
Lele is
Yeah.
my son's
Yeah.
name. Lele. Leighton is his name.
Lele.
Lele. Lele.
Lele.
That could be
Lele.
the.
I think there's something wrong with him.
Oh.
how could you go back and think of
this idea.
Yeah.
No.
Them
I think
words
in a
as
good
well.
way he
And
means, in
bring
a
it
good way he
back.
means.
I second that emotion.
No, there's something wrong with you, man. I tell you what.
The thing is, that's the beauty, isn't it? That you can have someone that thinks differently, because otherwise you don't get these really cool ideas.
The creativity.
Yeah.
Of the same whole. Can you think after 10 years and your kids have grown up?
Yeah.
Now you're going back to think what they've been saying.
Yeah.
And you put it there.
But I think that's such a great way to think about it. And you talk about memories a lot and how this is kind of developed on memories. And I think that, you know, a lot of us forget things. We're lucky now we have cameras and we can take pictures and videos of everything.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just need to write. Sometimes your children will say something that's so interesting or so funny and you think, I should write that down.
Yeah.
And you don't. And you forget. And you're like,
Yeah, well, hopefully the book... Hopefully the book will touch upon people's memories of something that went wrong in school, or you got blamed for something that you didn't do.
Yeah.
Because this is the theme
It's
in
relatable.
the book. And ultimately also like your first love in school.
Yeah.
You know, your very first love, the very first crush that you had on somebody.
Yeah.
Because this is in the book as well.
Okay. So
Very mild love interest, but very, very junior. But nonetheless, there's a girl that this young boy, he's only 9, who he absolutely, of all the girls in the school, she's blaming him. Why? It wasn't me. You know.
But the thing is, all of a sudden, straight to music. What happened?
Well, I didn't know even that I had a reasonable singing voice, apart from when I was in a football crowd chanting. I'd never sang anything until I was about 40. When one of my boys...
Quite a stigma in the UK attached with men doing anything like singing, dancing. It's
my middle son, he is a good singer, and he still has a band. He does solo stuff as well.
Okay.
But when he was about 11, he'd always sung in his school choir in primary school, and we thought, well, he's gone up to high school, he'll lose it. So we got him involved in the local Amdram society in the village where we lived. And I don't know if you've got any experience of this, but when you take a child to an Amdram, invariably the parents get roped in. Oh, can you just read this just while we rehearse this part?
Can you just stand in for so-and-so, they're ill?
Can you just help the chorus out? Because we've got nobody to sing this bit. And bit by bit, we got roped into singing. And that's when I found out that I could sing. And then really for the last 20 years, I've kind of pushed it on, and I do it. Well, I sing with the guitar, and I do karaoke.
I believe so.
I do karaoke.
I believe he brought his
guitar.
He brought his big guitar today.
Okay,
Ray.
Well, we'll have to cut and do that after the commercial break.
Well,
sounds good.
Are we going to go straight to it or commercial?
I think it'd be nice if you had a little sip of water and you gave us a little
bottle open, I will.
But I'll help you.
Got it.
Nice. He's amazing, man. I tell you, Alan.
Cool guy.
He's brilliant, isn't he?
Cool guy.
Very
cool
cool
guy. Poor guy.
With some stories.
And he got some stories.
Yeah, definitely.
Got some stories.
I think it takes a certain type of person to be able to write a book, though. You need knowledge, you need a life, you need a, you go for it.
Go for it, Ray. Yeah, and it's that's beautiful, though, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love him.
You love everyone, Cedric.
Oh, man.
Big up to the love.
Big up to the love. Shall we do this? Oh, yes, please. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, Ray is going to prepare himself. He's just run out.
We have no idea what Ray's going to sing, but he's going to surprise us with something.
Yeah, he's got a surprise.
Yes. What's it going to be?
And, he's going to bring his guitar and play something. Oh, man. How many people who wants to do something, though?
It's surprising, isn't it? The creativity that people have got, but the fact that they never get... they never get their music out there, and there must be so many beautiful songs that have been written in the world that just don't get heard. And you just think, actually,
man.
Yeah, I know.
Look at him. So
is this going to be one of your songs, Ray?
Oh no.
This is going to be.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
You don't know? We'll just take along then.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. This is
how loud or soft?
well.
What can the mics take? Whatever. Loud, soft. In the middle. In the middle.
Well, he's the one who's supposed to do it. You like it loud, isn't it? Not in that way.
I don't know what you're talking about, Cedric.
I don't know.
I've got no idea.
He sings loud.
Okay. You've heard of the
Right.
Eagles?
The Eagles.
Let's just listen and see if I remember.
I thought that was a song.
Well, I've been running down the road trying to loosen my load. I got 7 women on my mind. 4 that want on me, 2 wanna stone me, 1, she's a friend of mine. Take it easy, take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheels make you crazy. Lighten up while you still can. Don't even try to understand. Just find a place to make your stand. Take it easy. Well, I've been standing on a corner in Winslow, Arizona, and it's such a fine sight to see. It's a girl, my lord, in a flatbed Ford, slowing down to take a look at me. Come on, baby, don't say maybe. I gotta know if your sweet love is gonna save me. We may lose and we may win, but we will never be here again. So open up, I'm climbing in. Take it easy. Well, I've been running down the road trying to loosen my load. Got a world of trouble on my mind. Looking for a lover who won't blow my cover. She's so hard to find. Take it easy, take it easy. I like the sound of your own wheels make you crazy. So come on, baby, don't say maybe. I gotta know if your sweet love is gonna save me. Ooh, 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 take it easy.
Take it easy. Oh yes, please.
I can't. I have to admit, I did not know that song very well. I do apologise. I would have joined in.
Look him up,
I'm
folks. Look him up. The Eagles, one of the best bands
Ray.
ever.
Beautiful. But you've educated me again. Thank you, Ray. Thanks very much. I literally I didn't know that song, and I probably should know that song. So
beautiful, man.
Beautiful. Well done, Cedric, for trying to join in. I could see you were completely blagging that.
Well, he never lets me down, this boy. He never lets me down.
Beautiful.
You never let me down, no, no. You never let me down, no, no.
I think I need a bit more
That's
education
Van
on
Morrison.
this music.
No.
Well.
And I know these people, but I don't know all these songs now.
Oh man, but just to have good time and good music,
definitely.
And, you know.
Do you want a last slightly funnier poem than the one
yes,
before?
That would be
Please.
amazing. Is this like a
Oh yes, please.
revamp of the original, or is this completely different?
This is back in the, when would it be? Early 2000s, I think. I belonged to a literary group in Norwich.
Okay.
And there was a woman who used to run a couple of competitions. She would raise money. She had a disabled child. I can't remember what the charity was for. But anyway, she used to run competitions where she would propose a theme and we would all submit poems on that theme. It's poets throughout East Anglia. And one of the themes that she had one year was disasters in the kitchen.
Okay.
And I submitted 2 poems for that, and they both
lots of those.
And they both got selected.
Wow.
So I just brought them in. Thought you might like to hear them.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah,
Once,
definitely.
Go for it.
It wasn't exactly a disaster in the kitchen. It's a disaster though to do with food.
Yeah.
And it was. I wrote it on the theme of somebody who is supposed to be slimming, but is secretly stashing away donuts.
I
that
think
she
I
eats
think
we can all relate to that.
on the slide.
you're going to
And
talk
it's-
about me in
and
this one.
It's called Donut Maggie,
Brilliant.
Right.
and this is how it goes.
All right.
You watch your weight, I'll watch mine, thought starving Maggie's hungry mind, creeping down at dead of night without switching on the light. To the kitchen she did dash, searching for her donut stash, praying that she'd find them there in a bag behind the chair. But whilst her tummy pains grew, the mice had similar thoughts too. And sniffing out the cakes so jammy, inside the bag they now ate. Yummy. She thought not of her fattening, nor of feeding mice within. No thoughts had she of vermin as she put her finger in. First, one mouse bit, then another, then some sisters and a brother, taking chunks of fleshy hand. The pain poor Maggie couldn't stand. She screamed and jumped and woke the kids, demolishing her pans and lids, which clanged upon the kitchen floor while Maggie's blood began to pour. Tired of dieting till it hurts, she got more than just desserts. With agony and a gory mess, she banged into her big Welsh dresser, which toppled down, and boy, it pressed her pancake flat. Poor Maggie, bless her.
Bless her heart. Bless Maggie. I'm imagining these mice aren't real. I think she was making them up. So
The final one was I did this thing called Snake Bake.
yeah.
Right.
Again, it's about a disaster in the kitchen, but it's about a chef
Yeah.
who's very who's got clearly very visually impaired. And
That's
it
not
goes
good when
like
you're a
this.
chef, is it?
No, Snake Bake. When Alfred burnt the cakes, it was a minor misdemeanor.
Right.
I knew a cook who burnt some snakes. Well, you should have seen her. Spectacles so under strength, they really did affect her. Instead of long spaghetti, she boiled a boa constrictor. Snakes alive, I protested when trying to stir the pan. This cannot be digested, you short-sighted woman. It's time that you retired. You really don't belong here. I thought you'd learned your lesson after toasting Anaconda. I'm sorry, she replied. Here, try this nice fresh cake. Homemade, I asked. Of course, she said. Gâteau de rattlesnake.
Oh, brilliant.
Thank you.
Right.
Lovely.
This is beautiful, man. This is beautiful, man.
And actually, these sound like a kind of inspiration for more writing, more books.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah. Well, it's not my skill, put it that way. But you know, I'm always quite taken aback by people that have got that patience as well.
Well, yeah. Well, I suppose it's if you you enjoy doing it, and it comes kind of naturally. You know, when I write them, I tend to write them quite quickly. Yeah. You know, within 5 or 10 minutes. And I also like to just put them out there and then leave them. Yeah. And barely edit them if at all. Yeah. Because then I think you've got them more
natural.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like a raw material, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's also to a large extent. I could have edited certain parts of this book, but I was more anxious that I wanted to put it out there because it was mostly genuinely the real original thing as I originally imagined it. Yeah. And I believe it stood the test of time pretty much from a political correctness point of view.
Yeah,
although,
that's the hard thing, isn't it?
Some people may disagree, but I think it's okay.
Well, you can't please everyone. You can't.
That's true. That's true.
Right, this might be personal. I might have misheard you, and I know you were talking about. You said you had 3 children, but you took 2 to the Lake District.
Yes.
Is there?
No, simply that the first one wasn't born at that time.
Oh, okay. I was thinking. Oh no, is this something happened?
I only had 2 at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the youngest one is in the book. He is the protagonist.
He's the main character.
The book is Christy, named after my boy Christopher.
Oh, beautiful. So actually, even though he wasn't there, you brought it all together, all the stories.
That's right. And the other two do get honourable mentions in the book.
Yeah.
As does Christy's teacher.
Yes. We know how
as
competitive
does Christy's
children
teacher.
are.
Have
you got all boys? Is it all
3 boys? Yeah.
3 boys.
Yeah. They're my 3 puddle creatures.
I feel sorry for your fridge.
Oh, your fridge.
Boys, they eat like crazy.
No wonder there were so many kitchen disasters.
But sometimes my boy goes to a fridge and open the fridge and look.
Oh yeah.
And close it. I said, "Oh, what are you looking for?"
Yeah.
There's nothing in there. I said, "There's plenty, but there's nothing for him."
Mm-hmm.
You want something. You could go. They want something they can just take and it's done.
Yeah.
That's why. When they look and they see ingredients, that's not something they can just eat, is it?
Oh man. You know what, Ray? I don't know what to say to you, but man, you're such a fantastic person, man.
Yeah.
You're brilliant,
a great guy.
Man.
Can you write this down, somebody?
I know I'm speaking from the heart though, but Ray, oh man.
Thank you, Cedric. That's very kind of you.
It's the first time
I'll pay you later.
Oh, you pay me. Oh, okay. It's like a backhand, eh?
It's been great to be here. Really great. I hope people will look in and see the Puddle Creatures and go on the website.
Definitely. Yeah.
To be honest, I don't know about you, El, but Ray needs to come all the time. And
we'll definitely lovely to see you again.
Yeah,
love with some more music.
I would love to.
Some more music. No, but I think if we can write.
That sounds great.
Some
of your own music.
Let's write our own thing.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, let's write our own thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to mention your story about Ed Sheeran.
Oh, yeah.
That might be quite interesting.
Yeah, unfortunately.
He's got a little story about Ed Sheeran.
What?
Yeah, I have.
He just mentioned it earlier, but didn't really tell me about it.
What?
He's very local, isn't he?
I had somebody.
Okay.
I had somebody helping me with the Instagram, and I sent them the thing that I wrote. And unfortunately, I haven't brought my computer with me today, otherwise I could read it verbatim.
Yeah.
Right.
I mentioned that I got 3 boys. And back, when would it be? It would have been the early 2000s. I mentioned that one of my boys, Daniel in particular, is very musical. Right. He's written lots of music. Daniel Hopkinson, please look him up. Daniel Hopkinson in Norwich. He had a band, and one of my other boy, my eldest boy, Stephen, was in the band with him. Stephen used to play bass. And they started playing together when they were young teenagers. And there was a local promotion company called Tilting Sky, and they were based in Eye, and they were predominantly, I think, to promote the son of the guy who ran Tilting Sky, and they did a band night at a place called. Have you heard of Banham Zoo in South Norfolk?
Okay. Yeah, been there,
it's a beautiful band.
Opposite Banham Zoo, there was a place called Banham Cider Sheds, which was like a pub stroke venue, and they put an event on one Friday evening at Banham Cider Sheds for these young bands. Anyway, it was a Tilting Sky event, and the main man had his son top of the bill, and then there was another band,
right?
My boy's band,
yeah.
And then there was this young little red-headed boy.
Yes, on his own
with his guitar.
Yeah,
and he was first on the bill.
Beautiful.
Yeah. It was young Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
And he was probably about 13. And I'm sure he'll remember it if you know him or have a connection with him. Yeah. I've never actually spoken to him, but I was there that night.
Yeah.
And because I was obviously driving the boys about and paying for most of their gear.
Yeah.
So that was Ed Sheeran was actually supporting my boys.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to him?
Amazing.
Whatever happened to Ed Sheeran? He should have done well.
I know.
I recognised the talent that first
supporting
night.
Your boy.
Yeah. I recognised the talent that first night.
He supported me as well in my band.
Has he? Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
In 2008. So I sang at a festival just in Kesgrave Festival. They used to have a festival every year, but they don't have it festival anymore after COVID. and he was my support act.
Yes. How old would he have been then?
He wasn't supposed to be on the main stage. He was on the inside stage, but because there was a gap between it, he came out with his guitar and his loop pedal, and he sang a few songs. I thought, God, he's good. He's really good. And look at him now.
Wow. I mean,
there's
nobody bigger.
And look at me.
Yeah. There's nobody bigger.
Maybe
you could get him here.
That would be wonderful. Yeah. Ed, if you're listening, and you fancy coming on and having a sing along,
we from your place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Next time I will bring my little Ed Sheeran. It's just a little story and a poem that I did about that night, but I haven't, like I say, it's on my computer. I didn't bring it with me. I didn't know we were going to be talking Ed Sheeran stuff.
No, I'm sorry. Well, it's relevant, isn't it?
Anyway, you'll see that Ed Sheeran actually looks like this guy on the front of the Polar Creatures as well. So
there you go. Yeah. And I'm sure Ed Sheeran's children will probably love this.
I'm sure they would. I'm sure they would.
Yeah.
So, again, if you're listening, then, you know,
he's
your
the
children
man.
can have a read.
He's the man.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know what to say, though. Oh, man, I'm so taking all these things.
But no, it's been really lovely meeting you, Ray.
Okay,
really lovely meeting you. And thank you for everything.
It's been a pleasure and
thank you for
an
all the
honour and a pleasure.
Ray, man.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Oh, Ray.
We scratched the surface.
Yes, but we haven't. I mean, in order to get really deep, it's going to take a long time, isn't it? So, you know, an hour we can touch on things.
Yeah, it feels like we can have him more.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
You know what? I wanted to know what cases he dealt with.
Well, I used to deal with...
I know, but maybe for another day.
Next time, okay.
So you're talking like... investigating deeper into that sounds interesting.
And I want to get into
the welfare of people
secrets of a legal executive. You want?
Yes, sounds good.
I want to get into his mind, Dick, more.
Okay.
How many cases he won? How many cases he lost?
I lost 1 or 2 at most.
Wow.
And you dealt with how many cases?
Probably thousands.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Having said that, I abandoned some along the way, but
we need that.
Won a lot more than I lost.
Big up to you, Ray. Big up to you. Oh man, he gotta come back.
Yeah, definitely.
I want you to talk about that.
Okay.
I wanna have a laugh.
Okay, we will, and sing again.
Oh yes,
yeah,
please.
definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got to sing.
Please.
It'd be great if I knew the songs though. Next time that. I'm not doing a Cedric.
I'm just singing top of my mind and following.
That's an easy one. Yeah.
Following his lead, but however, man, it's been a brilliant day.
Yeah,
man.
it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Right.
Thanks for
Real
asking
pleasure.
me. Thank you.
I think you're on drugs, mate.
I wish. I will. I'm going to be on them in a minute.
Oh, man.
Actually, there's a bar around the corner.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, please.
I told you Cedric was random. I did warn you.
Well, it's been great. Big up to your missus. I'd like to shout out to your missus for supporting you.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure to bring him here.
We'll all sing next time.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, I forgot she's a singer there. Yeah. Oh, oh, man. No, you got... please, can you prepare a song for us, please?
That would be wonderful.
That would be beautiful.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, Ray.
Okay.
You're on drugs, mate.
Could be. Should be. I need to dry
out. The
out.
whole family doing something and singing all the kind.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You gotta come back.
I will, I promise.
Yeah.
Right,
Thank
okay.
you. Thank you
Beautiful day.
Thank you so much.
We enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, give up for Ray.
Thank you.
In the house.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ray.
Ray is a brilliant man. We're gonna have you back, buddy.
Okay. Thank you.
Lovely. Right, we're gonna shut the show. Please subscribe and don't forget to go to Ray's website and you're gonna catch him on
puddlecreatures.com.
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 At Instagram.book.
And Instagram.
Puddlecreatures.book.
Any problems, give us a call.
Yeah.
You know, not on my private though.
No more private messages.
Yeah, but anyway, give us a call. Please, you gotta get this book. Get in touch with Ray, get in touch with us, and it's a book to read.
Definitely.
Love it. Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Thank you.
And we've learned a lot today.
Good.
Yeah, thank you, Ray.
I can't wait for the next one. He said he lost one on a court case.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Anyway, we close the show. The show is closed. Bye, guys. We love you.
Little darling, till I see you once again. Tell the man to fill my cup. Honey, I ain't gonna stop. Little darling, till I see you once again. Pinch me if I'm dreaming, I'm somewhere I've never been. Lead me by the hand into the flame. Just the rain now on my hat, and the past, what use is that? Little darling, till I see you once again. You can do the next bit with me. Na 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 na, na na na, na na na, na na na, na na na. Little darling, till I see you once again.